In the midst of their elegant wedding reception, Laura and David noticed a young, disheveled boy wandering near the festivities, an unexpected sight that piqued the curiosity of every guest. As the couple approached him, the boy, with eyes full of determination, asked if he could speak. Reluctantly, they handed him the microphone, unaware of the profound impact his next words would have on their special day. With a trembling voice that echoed through the silent room, the boy began to share a story so unexpected it left not a single dry eye in the house, especially the brides. Sitting in the beautiful powder room of a five-star mansion hotel, Laura softly strokes a hand over her gorgeous wedding dress. It's been tailored to her perfectly and matches the only thing she had left of her past: a small, light blue brooch. Carefully, she pins it to the place right above her heart, the small blue flower laying beautifully against the white of her dress. The sight of the familiar old brooch makes Laura look into the mirror with a melancholic smile. She can't believe she's here, getting married to the love of her life within the span of an hour. Before she can reminisce any further about the past, her maid of honor, Kaylee, walks into the powder room and lets out an instant gasp. "Oh, Laura, you look beautiful," Kaylee exclaims. "But where'd you get that brooch?" "Something old, something blue." "Well," Laura starts, debating whether she's going to tell her best friend of the past 5 years about her life before they'd met. "You know what they say, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, right?" Kaylee's eye gives a small, barely perceptible twitch as she beholds Laura's old, slightly damaged brooch. "This is my something old and my something blue in one," Laura says, turning away. She won't be explaining it any further tonight. "Okay then," says Kaylee, quickly plastering the smile back on her face. "At least it makes your dress look extra pretty." Laura stifles a wince, but manages to smile back at her friend. "Are you ready?" she asks while smoothing down Laura's hair for the umpteenth time. "I think so. I'm a little nervous, Kale," Laura admits with a slight tremor in her voice. "Everyone is nervous on their big day. Come on, I bet David can't wait to see you in your dress." It takes Laura longer than she'd like to admit to steel herself. There isn't much time to calm her nerves because Kaylee is already pulling her towards the door. Before she knows it, she's making her way down the stairs step by step, trying her hardest not to fall. When they finally reach the foyer, Kaylee helps her straighten her dress. Her friend frowns at the brooch again, but doesn't make any further comments. Reminisce about the past. Laura stands in the breathtaking garden, waiting to get the green light to turn around so that David can finally see her in her dress. In the silence, she softly traces her finger over the brooch. Despite Kaylee's obvious disagreement with her choice, she's glad that this sole piece of her past is with her on this important day. The first look. Thinking about her past, Laura almost misses when Kaylee tells her to turn around. When she does, David's reaction is all she'd hoped for. His eyes move over her face, her wedding dress, and then stop at the brooch. "Is that—" he starts, and Laura nods. Quietly, he walks up to her. "You are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I can't wait to be able to call you my wife." David kisses her softly, both of their eyes lined with silver. The guests arrive. After having a moment to take the first photos, Laura and David are ushered back into the mansion. They bid each other farewell with a kiss. "See you at the altar," David says, and shoots her a wink before he leaves. Alone in the hallway, Laura looks around at the wedding reception. Guests have started to file in, and she watches Kaylee and David's best man greet them for a while. An unknown, uninvited guest. Laura is just about to turn around when someone catches her eye. There's a small, unfamiliar boy just outside, looking into the mansion. He looks disheveled and a little dirty, and he's way too thin, too. Laura's heart clenches. She quickly turns to one of the mansion's attendants and asks her to welcome the boy. "Do you know the boy, miss?" the lady asks her, her eyebrows raised in surprise. Laura's good deed. "No," Laura says, gaze still on the gaunt-looking boy hiding in the hedges. "No, but he looks a little lonely and hungry." Laura looks at the brooch and softly strokes one of the dull jewels. "I want you to welcome him inside and give him something to eat," she says to the lady. "As you wish, miss," the attendant says, leaving Laura at the landing to go speak to the boy. Satisfied with her deed, Laura turns back to the powder room for a final touch-up. Final preparations. Laura gives herself one last look in the mirror, her heart fluttering with nerves and joy. With a deep breath, she steps out of the powder room, her dress whispering against the marble floor. The hallway, bathed in soft light, feels like a bridge between her past and the future she's about to step into. She positions herself, waiting for the cue, the brooch at her heart gleaming softly. Aisle walk. The doors open, revealing the aisles stretched out before her, a path lined with the faces of loved ones. As she steps forward, the music rises, a melodic guide towards her future. At the far end, David awaits, a beacon of her newfound happiness. Among the guests, she spots the boy, his presence a mysterious blessing. Smiling, she walks on, each step a beat in their shared symphony. Union begins. Reaching David, Laura takes his hand, their fingers intertwining like their futures. The officiant's voice blends into the background as they exchange looks, promises unspoken but felt deeply. Around them, the world fades, leaving only the reality they're about to embrace. This moment, a threshold to forever, is marked by the warmth of their hands joined, a silent vow of unity and love. Vows exchanged. Words of love and commitment fill the air, their vows a tapestry of promises and hopes. Laura's voice is steady, and David's is full of emotion. They pledge their lives, hearts, and futures to each other, their words sealing a bond as ancient as time. Rings, symbols of their endless circle of love, are exchanged, glinting in the soft light, witnesses to their solemn oaths. Together, at last. As the pronouncement echoes, husband and wife, applause bursts forth, a cascade of joy and celebration. Hand in hand, Laura and David step forward, their departure from the ceremony not an end, but a beginning. The crowd's cheers follow them, a lively symphony of well wishes and happiness. Outside, the sun dips low, but the day is far from over, though in a way that Laura and David could never have imagined. Quiet moments together. In the quiet of the powder room, Laura and David share tender kisses and gentle embraces, a brief sanctuary of calm amidst the day's whirlwind. They help each other out of their ceremony attire, playful and loving, slipping into their dinner wear. The laughter and soft whispers between them fill the room, a testament to their joy and the intimacy of their bond. Entrance to celebration. Hand in hand, Laura and David make their grand entrance into the dining hall, greeted by the cheerful clapping of their guests. The room sparkles under the chandeliers, tables set in elegant decor, faces of friends and family alight with happiness. They find their seats at the head table, their eyes gleaming, ready to share this feast of love and gratitude with everyone who means the world to them. Announcement of speeches. As guests settle, attendants step forward, announcing the evening's flow. Dinner will be accompanied by speeches from the newlyweds, followed by an open floor for others to share their thoughts during the party. The room buzzes with anticipation, guests leaning in, eager for the words of love, laughter, and life that are about to fill the air, marking the celebration with shared stories and blessings. Gratitude expressed. Standing together, Laura and David begin their speech, voices brimming with happiness. They thank everyone for joining them on their special day and for the love and support guiding them to this moment. Their sincere gratitude resonates, touching the hearts of all present, a warm acknowledgement of the journey they've embarked on. Not alone, but surrounded by those who cherish them. Laughter and love. Laura starts with the tale of how they met, quirky and unexpected, with David chiming in to add color to the story. Their playful banter, peppered with fond reminiscences and light-hearted jabs, has the dining hall erupting in laughter. The joyous sound fills the room, a lively melody of shared amusement and affection, the perfect start of a night to remember. They had no clue the twist life had in store for them. Unexpected guest inquiry. As they take their seats for dinner, David leans closer to Laura, curiosity in his eyes. "Did you invite someone I don't know?" he asks, mentioning the boy he spotted among the guests. Laura pauses, a fork mid-air, the question catching her off guard. It takes her a moment, and then she recalls the hungry, solitary figure at the edge of their celebration and begins to explain. Explanation given. Laura's confusion clears as she remembers the boy she found outside. She tells David about the disheveled, hungry boy hiding in the hedges and how her heart couldn't bear to leave him out. She had asked one of the attendants to let him in and give him something to eat, acting on a compassionate impulse. She starts to ramble, wanting to explain why she would invite someone they didn't know for their special day. David's affection. David listens intently, his gaze softening with every word Laura says. Once she finishes, he takes her hand, lifting it gently to his lips for a tender kiss. "This is exactly why I married you," he says, his eyes sparkling with admiration and love. His words are a balm, reaffirming the deep connection and shared values that lie at the heart of their marriage. Inclusive decision. Together, they decide that the boy should stay and be treated as any other guest, ensuring he's fed and comfortable. As the first course is served, David and Laura begin their meal. The elegant dishes, a parade of culinary delights, grace their table, yet their decision to include the boy adds an extra layer of warmth to the evening. He would certainly not go hungry tonight. Kaylee's observation. Midway through dinner, Kaylee leans towards Laura, a hint of concern in her voice. "I've seen a dirty-looking boy lurking around," she whispers, not realizing he's the same child Laura had invited in. Laura nods, understanding Kaylee's protective instinct, but her heart is full, knowing that, in their own way, they're extending their circle of joy to include someone who needed it most. Explanation to Kaylee. Laura quietly explains to Kaylee about the boy and how she'd seen him alone and hungry outside and decided to let him in for a meal. She hoped it would be a simple act of kindness on their special day. Laura's voice is gentle, trying to convey the warmth behind her decision. She hopes Kaylee will understand the impulse to share their abundance with someone less fortunate. Disagreement arises. Kaylee frowns, not convinced. She worries about the appropriateness of having an uninvited, unkempt boy at the wedding. Their whispered exchange grows tense, a small bubble of conflict in the celebration. The disagreement escalates until David, sensing the shift, leans in with concern. "What's wrong?" he asks, his voice a bridge back to the calm of before, pausing the brewing storm between the two friends, letting it go. "Please just drop it, Kaylee," Laura says, her words a mix of fatigue and firmness, feeling the weight of the day. She doesn't want this disagreement to mar the beautiful evening. Turning back to David, she forces a smile, trying to push past the moment. The rest of the dinner passes peacefully, the earlier tension dissolving into the night's joy and laughter. Commotion interrupts. Just as dessert is about to be served, a sudden commotion at the far end of the hall captures everyone's attention. Guests turn in their seats, a murmur of curiosity rippling through the room. Laura sees an attendant trying to pull the boy outside, his resistance causing a scene. This unexpected disruption momentarily pierces the joyous atmosphere as Laura is unsure what to do as Kaylee's words still go through her mind. Laura's resolve. Laura's heart clenches at the sight, her instincts kicking in, ready to stand, to intervene on behalf of the boy who'd found his way into her wedding and, unexpectedly, into her concern. The room's attention is divided, with some guests whispering and others watching as Laura prepares to act, determined to ensure the boy is treated with the kindness and respect that he deserves. Attendant's intervention. The attendant, who initially welcomed the boy, quickly steps in, her calm demeanor diffusing the tension. Laura remains seated but watches intently as the situation is quietly resolved. The attendant's gentle handling reassures Laura, her gaze not leaving the boys until she's certain he's all right. The room gradually returns to its previous buzz of conversations and laughter, the incident folding into the evening's tapestry of memories. David's assurance. Feeling Laura's concern, David softly places a hand on her knee, offering a squeeze of reassurance. "It's okay," he whispers, promising they'll talk to the boy later to ensure he's all right. His presence, steady and comforting, helps Laura refocus on the celebration. It is a reminder of the partnership they've just vowed to each other, ready to face together whatever the evening holds. Relief at dessert. Laura's tension eases as she watches the boy being served dessert, just like every other guest. Seeing him take up his spoon and begin to eat, a small smile touching his lips fills her with a profound sense of relief. The sight is a gentle reminder of the warmth and generosity that the day embodies. She could never have known how that generosity would be repaid. With the earlier disruption smoothly settled, Laura and David turn their attention back to their friends, engaging in light-hearted conversation with Kaylee and David's best man, Jake. They share laughs and stories, the easy chatter bringing a sense of normalcy and joy back to their table. The dessert becomes a sweet interlude, enhancing the bonds of friendship and love that the day celebrates, farewells and promises. As dinner concludes, Laura and David stand together, bidding farewell to their guests. They express their gratitude for the shared day and extend an invitation to continue the celebration on the dance floor. Their words are a blend of thanks and anticipation, promising more moments of joy and connection. Laura and David depart from their festivities, having to get ready for the final part of their night. Back to the suite. Laura and David exit the dining hall, their hands intertwined, leading each other back to their suite. The air between them is filled with anticipation for the night ahead. In their private sanctuary, they assist each other with the tender care of two people deeply in love, slipping out of their formal wear and into outfits that speak to the festivity of their wedding party. Dress and dialogue. As David helps Laura into her beautiful first dance dress, he broaches the subject of the unfamiliar boy, his tone laden with genuine concern and curiosity. "Should we talk to him?" he suggests, looking into Laura's eyes. The question hangs between them, a testament to their shared compassion and sense of responsibility toward their unexpected guest. Consensus and compassion. Embraced in David's arms, Laura nods, her heart swelling with love for the man who stands beside her, sharing in her impulse to reach out and help. "That's a great idea," she agrees, her voice soft but determined. Together, they finish their preparations, unity and purpose guiding their steps as they descend to the party venue, ready to extend their warmth to the boy. Entrance to enthusiasm. Stepping into the venue, Laura and David are greeted by the vibrant energy of their friends and family, clapping and cheering in celebration of the newlyweds. The atmosphere is electric, and a palpable buzz of excitement and joy welcomes them. Their entrance is a moment of triumph, a declaration of love and happiness that resonates with everyone in attendance. Dance of unity. As the applause fades, the music swells, inviting Laura and David to the dance floor for their first dance as husband and wife. Surrounded by the soft glow of the party lights, they move together, their bodies in perfect harmony with the song's rhythm. This dance, a symbol of their journey, promises all the steps they'll take together, a blend of grace and love unfurling in their embrace. After their mesmerizing first dance, Laura and David's movements invite others to the dance floor, filling it with couples swaying to the music. The room becomes a sea of dancing figures, each step and turn reflecting joy and celebration. As more melodies play, the dance floor thrives with the energy of friends and family sharing the happiness of the newlyweds' special day. A moment for refreshment. Eventually, Laura and David glide off the dance floor, their hands still clasped, laughter shared between breaths. They make their way to the bar, a well-deserved break in mind to quench their thirst. The bar, glowing under soft lights, offers a moment of respite, a place for them to savor a quiet moment together amidst the ongoing festivities. Warm, congratulatory wishes. As they navigate through the crowd, the air is filled with warm congratulations and adoring compliments on the wedding's beauty, from the enchanting location to the meticulous decorations. Each handshake, hug, and smile they receive is a testament to the love and admiration their guests hold for them, enhancing the glow of their already memorable day. Inquiries about the boy. Amidst the flow of well wishes, several guests inquire curiously about the disheveled boy seen at the wedding, their tones mingling concern with intrigue. Laura and David exchange glances, recognizing the importance of addressing their guests' curiosity while maintaining the dignity and respect owed to the boy's unexpected presence at their celebration. Laura's gaze scans the lively crowd, finally resting on the solitary figure of the boy standing apart, his eyes observing the festivities from a corner. With a shared resolve, she and David make their way towards him. Their approach is deliberate, mindful of the significance this moment holds, not just for them, but for the boy waiting for their full attention. Laura gently crouches to meet the boy's gaze directly, her smile warm and welcoming. Up close, she realizes he's a bit older than she initially thought, his eyes holding stories untold. "Hi there," she greets, her voice soft, yet filled with genuine interest. The boy hesitates, but then a timid smile breaks through, a silent acknowledgement of the kindness being offered. Concern and comfort. "Did you enjoy the dinner?" Laura asks, her concern evident. The boy nods, his eyes darting briefly from Laura to David, and then back, finally resting on the light blue brooch pinned above her heart. His interest in the brooch, a glint of recognition or curiosity in his gaze, bridges a silent connection between them, an unspoken dialogue only they can understand. A bold request. Before David can voice his own questions, the boy's demeanor shifts, a sudden courage surfacing. Can I say something during the speeches?" he asks, his voice stronger than before, yet laden with a shy earnestness. Laura and David exchange a quick, puzzled glance, the request catching them off guard amidst the celebration, agreement and assurance. After a brief discussion, sensing the boy's sincere intent, Laura and David nod in agreement. They reassure him with encouraging smiles, recognizing the importance of granting him this moment of visibility and voice. "Okay," Laura says gently. "You'll have your time to speak, right after Kaylee and David's parents." Their decision reflects a blend of curiosity and an instinctual trust in the boy's request. They outline the order of speakers to the boy, ensuring he understands his place in the sequence. "You'll be the third to speak," David adds, his tone supportive. The boy's eyes light up with a mixture of gratitude and nerves, a silent promise to honor the space they've offered him. Laura and David, however, couldn't think for the life of them what the boy would want to say. Parting glances. Laura offers the boy one more smile, a silent wish for his well-being. But her smile falters into a frown as she notices his gaze lingering on her brooch. The intensity in his look stirs a momentary unease, a puzzle left unsolved. Yet, the bustling energy of the party soon sweeps away the fleeting moment of doubt, leaving only the warmth of the celebration, hand in hand. Shaking off the lingering questions, Laura accepts David's outstretched hand, their fingers intertwining as they make their way back to the heart of the celebration. Together, they ascend the small raised platform, settling comfortably on the love seat designated for them. This elevated position, a shared throne for the evening, offers them a view over their friends and family, all gathered in joy. The hum of conversations dims as an attendant steps forward, signaling the commencement of the speeches. A respectful hush falls over the room as David's mother is handed the microphone, her presence commanding the attention of every guest. With a gentle clearing of her throat, she prepares to share her thoughts, a loving tribute to the newlyweds standing at the precipice of their shared future. Parents' tribute. David's parents together approach the stage with grace, their words weaving a tapestry of memories, hopes, and joy for David and Laura. Their speech, heartfelt and moving, paints a picture of the journey that has led to this moment and the bright path that lies ahead. It's a testament to the deep roots of family love and the blessings they bestow on the couple's union. Emotional thanks. As the speech concludes, emotions run high, silver lining the eyes of David and Laura. They rise, their arms open in gratitude, embracing David's parents tightly. The warmth of the hug speaks volumes, a silent thank you for a lifetime of love and support. As they step back, wiping away the glimmer of tears, Kaylee makes her way to the stage, microphone in hand, ready to add her voice to the chorus of celebrations. Laughter and love. Kaylee's speech weaves through humorous anecdotes, causing Laura and David to burst into laughter, their joy infectious and spreading through the crowd. Yet, as she concludes, her tone shifts to heartfelt sincerity, reflecting on her deep bond with Laura. Her words paint a vivid picture of their friendship's journey, filled with support, laughter, and shared memories, touching the hearts of all who listen. A friendly warning. After a round of applause, Kaylee wraps Laura in a tight embrace, whispering a promise of dire consequences to David should he ever cause Laura pain. Her threat, delivered with a smirk, draws a wave of laughter from the guests, a light-hearted moment that underscores the depth of her care for Laura and the camaraderie among them all. Unexpected speaker. Laura, smiling, takes the microphone next, her voice carrying across the room. "There's one more person who'd like to share a few words tonight," she announces, her eyes scanning the crowd before landing on the little boy. The guests turn, curiosity piqued, as Laura gestures for him to join her on the stage, offering him the microphone with gentle encouragement. A brave introduction. The boy steps onto the stage, hesitating for a heartbeat before facing the crowd. Laura steps back, giving him space, her expression one of supportive anticipation. As he grips the microphone, his initial silence stretches, a palpable tension filling the air. Then, steadying himself, he begins to share his story, starting with the unexpected kindness that Laura extended to him earlier that day. Kindness recounted. His voice, clear but soft, speaks of how he found himself at the venue's gates, alone and uninvited, only to be welcomed in by the bride's compassion. The room grows quiet, every ear tuned to his words, as he recounts the simple act of kindness that brought him here, though this was not some mere coincidence. Familiar, yet unfamiliar. The boy's narrative deepens, detailing how the bride, without knowing who he was, showed him compassion by letting him into the warmth and recognizing his need for shelter and food. His story paints a vivid picture of a moment where kindness bridged the gap between people who seemed strangers. However, then, he reveals something that no one saw coming, a shared past. As he continues, the boy reveals, "But I do know her," prompting a collective gasp of surprise. The atmosphere thickens with anticipation, each person leaning in closer, captivated by the unexpected turn in his tale. The room, filled with guests from all walks of life, finds itself united in a single moment of suspense, waiting for the veil of mystery to lift, as even Laura is confused by this statement, revealing connections. With the room hanging on his every word, the boy shares how he met the bride years before, under circumstances far removed from the splendor of the wedding venue. "We were both homeless," he reveals, his voice steady but charged with emotion. The revelation forges a link to a past Laura seldom spoke of, unveiling a chapter of her life unknown to many present. Revealing connections. Laura had cared for the boy when she had been homeless herself. The boy, now identified as one of the homeless children Laura had looked after during her own times of hardship, is a living testament to her compassion and resilience. His story unfolds, a narrative of survival and kindness interwoven with the fabric of Laura's own journey from the streets to the aisle, revealing a depth of character and strength that moves the audience profoundly. Recognition and reunion. As the boy concludes, Laura, overcome by emotion, rises to her feet. "Matthew," she whispers, recognition dawning, her voice breaking through the silence. Tears stream down her face as the boy nods, a smile breaking through his own emotional turmoil. The room erupts in a mix of applause and teary eyes, witnessing the heartfelt reunion between two people who had connected through their shared hardships, unforgotten kindness. Matthew's voice grows stronger as he recounts the times Laura protected him, sharing her last bits of food to ensure he had something to eat. His gratitude fills the room, touching the hearts of all who listen. He emphasizes how Laura's acts of kindness were rays of hope in his dark days, a beacon that guided him through tough times and was never forgotten. Matthew had given her the blue brooch. He then shares a memory of a long time ago, when they were about to part ways. Matthew had found a small light blue brooch on the streets and given it to Laura as a token of gratitude and remembrance. The crowd listens, captivated, as they realize the significance of the brooch Laura wears today. The brooch and its meaning had now truly gone full circle. Matthew had given her the blue brooch. He then shares a memory of a long time ago when they were about to part ways. Matthew explains that his request to speak at the wedding was driven by a desire to publicly thank Laura for her unwavering support during his most vulnerable times. His words, simple yet profound, resonate with every guest, highlighting the impact of compassion and the difference one person can make in another's life. The room is enveloped in a solemn reverence for the bond shared between Laura and Matthew. Embrace of a lifetime. As Matthew finishes, Laura, tears streaming down her cheeks, approaches him with open arms. Their embrace, a powerful symbol of reunion and healing, draws a collective sigh from the audience. In this moment of vulnerability, Laura and David make a silent vow to extend their newfound family, deciding to help Matthew leave the streets behind and welcoming him into their home and hearts. A new chapter. The announcement of their decision to adopt Matthew into their home is met with applause and cheers, a testament to the community's support and love for the couple and their generous hearts. As they stand together, a newly formed family, the future seems filled with promise and hope. This moment, rich with emotion and significance, marks the beginning of a new chapter in their lives, one filled with love, understanding, and unity.